with you. Screen 2. So, does everyone see the daily check-in? Yes? Good, good, good.
Yes.
Because we're going to go through this fairly quickly. So, how's your writing going? Remember, the deadline to submit parts is 7 o'clock on Friday, Central Daylight Time. So those of you in Mountain Time, that will be 6 p.m. But those of you in the Eastern Time Zone, you have till 8 o'clock. I have to let somebody in. Yes, Xander is here. Okay. Now, remember that there is lots and lots of stuff at composersonlineinstitute.org, the website, including the schedule. And moving down to this one down here, sessions that are viewable on YouTube now have an asterisk next to them in the daily schedule at the website. Okay? Tonight at 8 o'clock, Laura, will be there. He was there last night. Is he not there tonight after all?
I think he'll just pop in whenever he can. And I think he's planning on being there tonight and tomorrow night.
Okay. That's great. So he's kind of our help desk for technology issues, and we talked a lot about how you set up Scratch. What do you call it, Eric?
Oh, like exporting Scratch tracks from Logic, or not, sorry, from your notation software.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that if you have people, you want to have them play along with that, if that's going to be the easiest thing for your piece. We talked about that last night, but it will be talked about again at other sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now fourth thing here, remember that you get 6 minutes of performer time. If you have 2 performers, your piece can be a maximum of 3 minutes. If you have 3 performers, you can have a maximum of 2 minutes. If you use 6 performers, you will have a 1-minute piece. So think about that. Okay.
Sarah, you could also think in terms of using virtual instruments, from the DAW that would be like hamburger helper. So you may want to have an ensemble that would have some simple chords that the violins and the cellos and the strings are playing. You may want to just have that covered by the electronics, or percussion covered by or piano, or one of the professionals, that we don't have to use acoustic instruments for every time we need an acoustic instrument. This is an opportunity for you to figure out how to be a composer / producer of your own music. And believe me, there's always limited resources: time, money, people. You have to decide how you're going to use the resources you have available to you.
Yeah, and it depends on which sounds you think you really need the acoustic sound for, such as the trumpet. I don't know that any of you have a great trumpet sound available to you, but we have a great trumpet player. Moving on, you will receive a survey today about which instruments and how many tracks and what DAW you will be using. Fill it out today, and this is what it looks like. Right here, COI, recording your creative project. If you have not received this, write a chat to Randall right now, and he will send it to you again. Make sense? So this is due today. I hope that's clear. Okay, and then once again, the sessions are viewable on, you can go look on the schedule at the COI website, and then it will lead you to the COI YouTube channel where you can watch things. Okay, theory today at 11 a.m. Randall, you want to talk about your session?
Yep, this is we'll start with what things look like with very vivid colors, and then how to translate that into sound. It's really, it's a way to sort of scramble your practices so that you can start looking at, you're listening to your score with the idea that it eventually is going to have, you're going to look for colors, and that doesn't mean just timbres. It has something to do with rhythm and range and the timbre of the instrument and range and dynamics. All of these things have a way of conveying color. And we'll listen to a few scores that portray color in a vivid way. And we're going to be using a Kandinsky study of color sort of as a point of reference. And we'll start with that and we'll see how it goes. But it's a lot of listening. There's no composing during this session, and it's talking about and thinking about timbre and color.
Thanks, Randall. Eric, want to talk about yours?
I'd love to. So, MIDI magic. Is everyone familiar with what MIDI is? Have people heard of this? It is it stands for Musical Instrument Digital Interface. And basically what it is little blocks of information that your computer can read. And it's extremely easy to edit and copy and paste and quantize. And you use it in your DAW with a virtual instrument. So one thing that we were talking about last night is exporting MIDI from your notation software, pulling it into your DAW and assigning a virtual instrument to it, and then you'll be able to edit the audio from there. And I'm going to show you some cool kind of easy tips and tricks to editing MIDI. And I will be focusing on drums because I write songs and drums are important to a songwriter. So, but I'll talk about general MIDI editing information at my theory session if you're interested.
Cool. And just a side note, the guys who invented MIDI put it out in the world for free. And I met one of them, I don't know, 5-10 years ago.
Whoa.
Nice people. Yeah. Okay,
Whoa.
Seth.
Okay, so what I'm doing today is I'm going to talk about a technique called minimalism. And some of you have heard of this before. The basic idea of minimalism is focused more on the musical parameter of rhythm, less than pitch material, which we've been talking the last couple days about set theory, which is more pitch related. This is a rhythmic technique. And so a composer who is frequently associated with this technique would be somebody like John Adams. I'm going to play for you a really quick track here. This is John Adams' Chairman Dances, and this is an example of a minimalist technique. I don't know if you guys can hear that very well, but the idea is basically rhythmic patterns that often have kind of a groove to them and are real easy to enjoy and kind of follow with. It's a very transparent technique that you can hear as you listen and follow what's going on. But there's a sort of layering effect to it, and it's different than just pop rhythms. And so we're going to talk about how different minimalist techniques work and how you could build them into your pieces if you were interested. And we're going to do some of that today, and then we're going to do some more of that tomorrow.
Cool. Thanks, Seth. So my session today is I switched things up. The canon will be tomorrow. We're just going to do canon tomorrow. Today we're going to do chords, chromatic chords, realizing chords. And so the realizing chords is creating textures like I talked in my salon yesterday, how to do that with the chords that you come up with. Chromatic chords include secondary dominants, augmented sixth chords, Neapolitan chords, quartal chords, quintal chords, chord clusters, mystic chord, Farben chord, all these different chords. If you already know about all those, go and learn about minimalism. But if you're really curious about this, great. And I did want to tell you, I have tons of documents in my Google Drive folder. So if you want to go to Seth's and just look at my materials, please feel free. It's there for your use. So that's it for that. The salon today, which Eric has already given you a preview to, is Eric, DAW tips. Do you want to say any more about it, Eric?
Yeah. So the DAW tips is separate from MIDI, although MIDI is involved. So we have been, for the past 2 days in my theory class, I've been collaborating with students to help me finish some songs. So the MIDI today and the DAW tips will be sort of a continuation of that. where we'll be taking the song we've been working on together. And I'm going to show you things that I use all the time to make my demo sound better. So I double instruments. I'll record them multiple times. I'll pan them. I will use high pass filters. I'll use reverb buses. I will blend real instruments with MIDI instruments. And I'll show you what level to record your microphone at. I'll basically show you how to make a demo that doesn't sound bad. And if you follow all my basic tips, you'll make a demo that sounds okay. And then also importantly, since we're gonna have other performers recording their acoustic instruments over your demo, I'll show you how to send those files to a performer comprehensively with all the information they need so they can record it, send it back to you, and then you can take their files and put them into your DAW. That's probably the most important part of today.
Yeah, I think we should all go to that one. Tonight, the lounge, Mary Kate will be hosting. And if there is a breakout session, Mary Kate, with you, Laura, if people want to just go off to that, make sure you have him or you record that one and then go back to the big group. Now, and here's a reminder, like today, we are going to be done with this check-in in a minute or two. You will have 45 minutes till your class. Is this time to take a nap? Is this time to be annoyed we don't have any curriculum? No, it's time for you and me to write music. Any questions? Randall.
I just want to make sure that Piece of Bread, Florence, and Carter have received an email. You
Yes, I have received the email.
I haven't actually gotten it.
say that again?
I received it.
Same.
Carter and Florence got it.
Good.
Piece of bread?
I got it.
Fantastic.
Good. So everyone has the survey now.
Take a minute. It'll only take a minute to fill out the survey and respond as soon as possible.
And you have 45 minutes right now.
It looks like Mari hasn't gotten the survey either.
Okay.
I don't believe I have received it as well.
All right. Could you send me in the chat your correct email address, please?
Is there a limited time we have to watch the videos after this is over?
Nope.
Okay.
They'll be online. I don't know how long YouTube will be in existence, but they'll be
You watch them
online
with your
for a long time.
grandkids.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, 'cause
this
although
might.
there's a limited amount of time that they're able to be on the cloud, but Randall has been downloading them and then uploading them to YouTube. So thank Randall.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think in the chat, Florence was brilliant in including the link to the form. Rather than me sending each one of you a link, I am sending, Florence has shared that link with you.
Do you see that? And you can
share it with everyone, Randall.
What?
If it's not a public forum, you may have to share it with everyone.
It is a public forum.
Okay.
Because no one knows about it except us.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Anything else, teachers?
Yeah, I was wondering if I wanted Seth to play in my piece, is that a would that mean that I use minutes for that?
For that, since I'm not actually one of the performers for the camp, you have to pay me an extra $600 that you send me.
Okay. I see how it is.
Yep, that's how that is.
It's all about Seth.
It's all about Seth.
I'll give
You'll be
you
writing a canon about that later.
Okay.
I'll give you $100 discount. It's only $500.
Woohoo!
That's expensive, Seth.
I'm just that good.
He is worth every penny. 1 penny at a time.
What, for the next 5 years?
So what? He needs to play 600 times to prove himself worthy?
I don't know. You're gonna have to negotiate with him. I'm not his agent.
It's a side deal.
I get 10% of every penny.
A couple of questions. Will the documents on Google Drive be available for a limited time and past this week?
Yes, for a long
Yes,
time.
long
Cool.
time.
All right. And then
I may take my slideshows off.
When?
September.
A while.
But they are mine, just so you know.
Yeah.
And then is there a place where contact information for all the teachers is available?
They're on, if you go to the website, the COI website, under our pictures, there's an email there. An email link, so you can email us through that.
Okay.
Seth, I've got a note for you that I'm sending in chat. And I want to just touch base with you on this. Let me know what you think, if we can talk about that now.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Let's see. Did you send me details about that in a text?
Not a text, in an email last night.
Okay. I might
Details.
have,
I'll write the details.
I'll have my people get with your people. And we'll,
This is when we think it might work on the chat box. And I don't know if that works for you. That's the question.
okay. I will check on that.
It's actually let me see. Yeah, that is the time. And do you want to, we'll wait to decide to say that again?
Well, let's talk when all these other people.
All these other people, all these people.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions about your piece or any concerns at this point about the progress or what you need to do as we approach the weekend?
Well, we talked last night on the lounge quite extensively about how to create the tracks on a DAW if you're using software notation software. I'm trying to think if there was a lot of discussion last night. And is you, Laura, coming tonight as well, Eric?
He said he would. So
8 o'clock tonight, I strongly encourage you. If you don't have much experience, and about half of you don't, it's important for you to have questions about how am I going to do this? How's my score going to turn into a recording? And there's a number of solutions, and everyone is going to be slightly different. You're going to be your software, so notation software, or your DAW is going to be slightly different than everybody else's. You is very knowledgeable about these things, and I'll be there. I'm not sure if Sarah or Eric will be there, but I'll be there tonight as well. So 8 o'clock is the time for you just to share like how to. That's how to questions.
And if somebody can type them up so they're a document in our shared folder, that would be great too.
Limited
as a
TW.
resource.
We're not recording those sessions so that we can talk, not frankly, but we can talk without worry that there's going to be some record on YouTube of what we say. But it's an opportunity for you to ask questions. We can do that.
Yeah. Any last things? Sounds like not. I'm going to stop recording.